Your academic and professional qualification, coupled with your competence and how you portray yourself during the interview, helps you get the job. Once you are employed, there is a particular code of conduct given by HR and you are expected to adhere to it. Then we have some other unspoken rules or manners which are not written anywhere, but you are assumed to be knowing them and you're supposed to follow. So today's video is all about office etiquette, and that is basically behaviors that you're supposed to portray in your line of work. Good morning or good evening, depending on the time you're watching the video. My name is Janestar Mugure, and this channel is all about being the best people in whatever capacity God has put you in, be it being a better employee, a better colleague, a better friend, and most importantly, being the best person for your own good. In your line of duty, you're not only judged by how you do your work, but on how you dress. So one of the key things in the office etiquette that I want us to discuss today is good grooming. Good grooming includes how you dress. For girls, you don't want to wear short clothes, then you keep on pushing them down because you feel they are not appropriate for the office. You're also not supposed to wear innerwears that are portraying umevaa Mother Union huku nyuma imejichora, or you're wearing a white bra and the dress is a see-through, so someone can see how your bra is looking. That is wrong. You're not supposed to do that. And the other thing about good grooming, you shouldn't put too much exaggeration on the fragrance. You don't want to pass by and people are like, what is that? Yeah, it should be good, it should be welcoming, but not dismissing to you or disturbing the other people. The other thing on good grooming is you don't put on clothes that are not well ironed. Unakuja kwa ofisi na nguo ziko na mikunjo, ni kama ulibai Gikomba na huku iron. No, you don't do that. Come to the office with well ironed clothes and adhere to the dress code. Each company has a dress code, and in case you're not sure, you're supposed to find out with your HR. Wear appropriately. Don't wear clothes that are branded other companies coming to your office. What impression are you creating? You want to advertise another company at the expense of your own. That is so wrong. The other thing is invest in good makeup. Usifanye lipstick, then by journey, someone cannot even tell ini lipstick ama ni rangi ya bairo ulijipaka. Also, when it comes to Q-Tex, you do good Q-Tex. Don't do the cheap ones. Then in the course of the day, zingine zime peel off, ziko nusu. Some of the offices allow doing dreadlocks. Ni rocks ama ni locks? I don't know. Wherever. Some of the offices allow dreadlocks. So keep them very neat and tidy. You don't want to appear like a drunkard in the office. So take care. Don't come smelling alcohol in the morning and announcing to everyone how your weekend was. Yeah, so always smell good, dress appropriately, so that even as the customer approaches you, they are ready to be served by you. Something else, you don't wear your church clothes to the office. If your office allows wearing jeans, you don't come in ragged jeans at the office. This is not a party. Invest in good clothing, invest in good makeup, invest in everything good, because this is the company that is affording you a lifestyle. So you need to create the best of the impressions. And more so, for ladies, you don't wear clothes that are exposing too much cleavage. You are not here to seduce your fellow colleagues. You're here to work. The office is not a school where we had a bell ringing at 7. After lunch hour at 1:30, the bell rings. No. Keep time. If you're supposed to report to work at 8, make sure you are in the office 5 minutes to 8. If you're attending a meeting at 7:30, make sure you are in that meeting by 7:30. And if you're the one chairing the meeting, if you've said the meeting is 7 to 8, don't overextend, don't take your meeting up to 9, respect the hours. And also on that timekeeping aspect, you're not supposed to contact your colleagues outside work hours, respect their downtime. If something is not really urgent, you don't have to reach out to them on a weekend Wait until Monday so that you communicate. Sometimes we get emergencies as we are going to work and we are not able to report on time. So we are not supposed to assume that you come at 11, then you start explaining to your boss, oh, I had a sick child in the morning, I had something to rush to which was very urgent. You communicate in advance because time is of essence at the office. And you are paid for that time. So you don't waste 5-10 minutes and you don't communicate. Take your calls at the right time on the first, second ring you've already picked. Respond to emails within the expected turnaround times, be it 2 hours or within a day. Sometimes you get an email which is not very urgent, or maybe it's a difficult email, you don't know how to respond, and you feel like you can take 2-3 weeks before responding. That is not appropriate. This is not your boyfriend who is texting you and you have the luxury of responding at your preferred time. Respond to emails urgently or within the expected turnaround times. More so on that timekeeping aspect, do not be late to meetings. Don't go for your lunch. You're supposed to come back at 2. Then you're coming back at 4, especially on Friday, just because someone asks you out on lunch. If you know you're going to take more than the allocated 1 hour, then it's good you inform your boss, or you reschedule that lunch to a dinner which you will attend after your work. The third aspect of office etiquette, which isn't written anywhere, is how you communicate. You are supposed to use the preferred language in the office. If it's English or Kiswahili in Kenya, then you don't come bringing your mother tongue in the office. Avoid using mother tongue at all costs. And most of the times, we often find ourselves using mother tongue, especially when we want to gossip. Don't gossip when someone, maybe you are a Kikuyu, then the person who sits next to you is a Kamba or maybe a Luo. You call your Kikuyu friend, then you start gossiping in your mother tongue in the presence of your other colleagues. That is rude and disrespectful. Reserve that gossip for after maybe over lunch break or after office, but don't come using mother tongue. You don't even address your customers in the same language because you come from the lakeside and you're supposed to serve this customer from the lakeside. So you are officially addressing them in your native language. That is wrong. Use English. Again, you don't respond to official writings using emojis. This is not a fun place. This is an official setup. It is not written anywhere, but if it's an email written to you in English, you're supposed to respond in English. You're not supposed to use shortcuts like a thumbs up. If you've noted something, just respond. It is well noted. Thank you. But no use of emojis. Again, in communication, you don't shout when someone is angry at you. And a customer may be rude and you are tempted to say, well, niondele ufala hapa, or you hang up on their phone. You are always supposed to keep you calm. No matter how angry someone makes you feel, keep you calm at all times. And furthermore, if you have a private call, maybe your mother has called while you're working, and she's speaking to you in your home language, you don't want to disturb your colleagues with things they don't understand. Go out in a private place, pick your private call, respond in your preferred language, but not in the office space. Most companies will say they are not gender biased, they are not discriminative in terms of religion or race or color. Similarly, it is assumed you're supposed to adhere to respecting and treating your colleagues with dignity. Don't despise anyone, regardless of maybe their financial background, their marital status, their color, or where they schooled. You're not supposed to do that because everyone contributes to the success of your organization. Maybe it's an intern. You want to keep sending them, giving them some jobs which are not necessary, sending them for your own private affairs, because they are intern, they don't have much say. Or maybe someone is disabled and you feel they cannot perform as much as you who is not disabled cannot perform. You're not supposed to look down on anyone. Respect everybody and show some dignity even when addressing your juniors, be it your seniors, people who are of different races, people who come from different countries. Another unwritten rule of the office is Proper use of company resources. Resources, be it the clothes, the stationery, the pens, the printers, the Wi-Fi. You're not supposed to, it is not courteous to use office stationery to print your husband's master's project, which looks like this. You use a whole ream of papers meant for your official use to do your spouse's assignments. You're also not supposed to use the printing papers at the office to print CBC homeworks. So you can do that in a cyber because you are paid. You are paid so that you can be able to meet your own private expenses. Another thing, there's a meme that says, uko busy unatumia wifi ya job kudownload movies, then house help wako, ako busy nyumbani, anachemsha githeri na gas. You don't want to be like that. Use the office wifi appropriately. We cannot say ati ununue bundles kuingia WhatsApp, yet kuna wifi kwa ofisi, or maybe Facebook or Instagram. But if there is something you need to download, mostly after working hours, you stay longer in the office to do your own private things using the office Wi-Fi, which is being paid for by your employer, who isn't actually paying you to be able to meet your own expenses. That is so wrong. Don't give away the office stationery or take away people's pen. Don't take staplers home. If you've been given responsibility maybe of a cabinet or the office keys, don't misplace them. Keep them appropriately. Don't go with them home. If you have a drawer, keep it safe. Don't break it. It is not written anywhere that you're supposed to keep the office tools and equipment safe and secure. It's up to you. Always take responsibility. Treat the employer's equipment as if they were your own. You want something you buy for yourself to last and give you long-term service. So even one day when you leave that office, let someone know, someone who was sitting here, aliacha kama amevunja drawer, in drawer haifungikangi because of this person. Be responsible. Treat that space as your own. And you're also mindful of someone else who will come to use that space in your absence. Make sure you use the allocated spaces for their intended use. If you're holding a private meeting, you don't hold it in your desk. If you work in a big company, there are spaces specifically meant for holding meetings. And you also book in advance so that you don't go ambushing someone who was supposed to hold a meeting somewhere at a particular time. Then you have an impromptu visitor and you want to take up that space. Don't hold a personal meeting at the desk. It is nobody's business. If a customer came maybe because they had another issue in another department, then they thought of coming to say hi and checking up on you, then you want to put them at your desk, bringing them water and cups of tea. No, take them out in a private space. You discuss what you want to discuss. Another thing is, if your office has a designated place where you're supposed to eat or drink, use that space appropriately. Do not be the type of a person mwenye anakula ndoma saa 9 ya mchana. Hata customer akikuja ako ndoma saa 9 na bado una work. Si utamwagilia chai nini? Laptop ama your computer. If you have to eat at your desk, let yourself eat over lunch hour. Maybe 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 depending with the time you're supposed to go for lunch. At that time, shut down the machine, put it aside, then replete your food on the table. No one can question you if they find you eating over lunch hour. But ukianza kuchomwa mandazi saa 10, that one is very questionable. Or go to the cafeteria if your company offers the cafeteria. You might have carried your food and you feel so hungry, unataka kudandia lunch yako saa 4, usikulie kwa desk, enda mahali wa mnawomia chai ukulie hapo. Always be mindful of others. Treat everyone the way you would want to be treated. If someone is behind you, keep the door open. If someone is coming in the elevator, open for them or let them pass fast. Then it is courteous to use please, may I, thank you. Don't go grabbing your colleagues' stuff because they sit next to you and it's an open space. Respect their space. Borrow something if you have to. Don't take their things for granted. Don't bring office drama. Don't start gossiping. Be mindful of others. What do you want that other person to do to you? Let it also be what you are doing for the other people. Be helpful. If someone is new or someone is asking for direction, show them the way. Mwambie, it's not here, it's wing B, it's wing C. But if someone has asked you something and it's not your job, do not dismiss them. Show them whoever is the right person to handle that kind of a request they are in need of. You're supposed to put your phone on vibration mode and naka voice kadogo sana in such a way that when your phone rings, it doesn't disrupt your neighbor. Don't put kegosho ama mogithi, then ukipigiwa kila mtu ako, who is that? Whose phone is that? Alafu unajua ofisi inakuanga imetulia hivi. So simu ya mtu inalia na ringtone iko juu na ako huko kona. That one is wrong. Ama kwa ofisi umeanza kutake selfies. Mpaka mtu anapita akienda kuprint kitu yake, ameapia kwa selfie yako, umemdisrupt. Or maybe at times, uko TikTok. Kitu ni funny and you're not the first person kuisikia. So wengine pia tumeisikia. Alafu hauna earphones. So venye tu umeswipe hivi, kila mtu anaisikia. And then all of us are like, hey! Don't do that. Use earphones. Or if it's the phone, make sure kama lazima uweke ringtone, ikuwe ni kasauti kadogo sana yenye haisumbui wenzako. Don't use slang in the office. Slang ni zile unofficial words. For example, you need to address your boss and you're like, hey Buddha, wacha nikushow. Kiongo, manze, wacha. Ama watu wengine unanijua, tunaishi pamoja, unakuja kuniita Kamau au Mama Prince. No, address me as dear sir, dear madam, dear Jane, not dear girl. What is that? Dear Mresh. Msupa, unanita msupa kwa ofisi. How now? Ama watu wengine, maybe there's a bestie you like joking with in the office. Unakuja kumwita, hey babe, acha nikushow. Kwa ofisi, jamani, reserve those ones for use. Uende ukarify bochu wako nyumbani hivyo, but si kwa ofisi. Vile tukiwa shule ilikuwa assume tunajua mode ni mwalimu, but huwezi enda kumuita directly mode. Pia pale ofisini tunakuanga tumepeana nicknames. Unajua maybe tuseme Jane, mimi ni mfupi, so watu huniita Kashoti. So ufai kuni-address hivyo venye mnanitanga na uko. Address me in my official name. Nicknames wacha zikuwe ni za uhondo uko nje ya ofisi, but not within the working premises. Don't come to the office if you are sick. We have sick days. You can take a day off. If you feel atutaki mtu akuje kwa ofisi no, utatuambukiza homa. We don't want to be infected. Be mindful. Pia usishinde ni wale watu wanasema ama maybe kichwa inakuuma uko kwa ofisi uko unalalala kwa desk. Hata mtu akikuona ako zile za guy, nani, kwani you are not feeling well? Stay home. It's not a matter of life and death. Hii job by the way ni ya wenyewe. Unaweza amka kesho ufutwe. So whenever you feel you're not okay, don't force yourself. You know you can't deliver properly if your health is not okay. So kaa nyumbani. Hata kama hutalipwa hiyo siku, it's still okay. Health is wealth anyway. And I forgot something kwa company resources. Usiachange mastima zikiwa on kila mahali. Switch off the lights, switch off the computers. Usiache maji ikirun overnight just because it's your company paying. Usitumie matissue vibaya. It's these small things that really make a huge difference. So be careful. I hope this video creates an impact, especially to new employees who are getting in the marketplace. And if you are a veteran, look on one or two things that you need to change to become a better employee in wherever God has entrusted you to work. And finally, thank you so much for watching my content. I have 200 subscribers. God bless you all. We are now on the road to 500 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, sijui mbona na umeniwatch up to this far. Yeah, please give me a thumbs up. Share my video, like it, and leave a comment down below on what you think are some of the things we're supposed to adhere in the office, but they are not written at the code of conduct. Until next time, guys, adios.